10. We drove by this church a lot before we even came in the door. One of our best friends' parents' husband lives down this street here, and they have a nursery down there. And she would always invite us to 4th of July and whenever there was going to be a big get-together, and we got to know her new family real well. And we would see this church and we'd think, well, there's the gay flag. You know, I bet they're a gay-friendly church. We're going to have to go there one day. Well, after a few years, that one day came. And we've been coming ever since. Before the year was out, we were members. But I guess I should back up a little bit and say that I was christened in the Church of the Nazarene and grew up in Missionary Baptist Church. And at age 12, I went forward and was saved and baptized, and which to me meant that long about then I realized right from wrong more, and I knew that I did more of a lot of wrong. I was born into wrong, and I had Bible school and everything, and I knew I needed Jesus. And during a revival, Jesus knocked on the door of my heart, and I knew what it was. And I, like Reverend Sherry used to say, I ran down the aisle, couldn't wait to give my heart to Jesus. And it was myself and probably 6 other little boys that were my friends then, and we would sing together and sing special songs, and have a church was fun. And Tim's background is Pentecost, so I mean, Pentecost is bad when Baptists call them holy rollers. I mean, they memorize Bible verses before they can walk. So even before we were together, we knew that we needed Jesus in our lives, and it wasn't an option. It was just what you did. We knew we were, needed Jesus in our life and a relationship. But even when I was saved, I was conflicted because of my gayness. I knew I was gay in kindergarten, and I got in trouble for it a lot too. I would always get in trouble for showing too much attention to the little boys and playing with the girls. It was always can't you play with the boys? No. But I just wanted to say a little bit about my growing up. And back to this church, when we first found this church, I want y'all to know that every one of you are something special to me individually. There have been so many people in this church, and some of them are gone now, but I still still love them very much. Reverend Sherry, of course, is one of the main reasons Tim and I joined. But we fell in love with each one of you. You don't know it, but you witness just showing up. We're talking about witnessing today. And the things that you do and the things that you say, God sees them too. And if I can admire you for it, I just know that God's proud of everything. And I know God's proud of this church, and I know God's proud of the individuals here. Gay, straight, whatever. It's irrelevant. But at least here and in this denomination, I can worship with my whole self. And that was the clincher for me in this congregation. We joined in 2010, and we've been fortunate enough to go to 2 general conferences. First one in Chicago, and then the most recent one here in Victoria, British Columbia. And most of you know in 2016 in Chicago, no, 2013 in Chicago, Tim got hurt in the hotel room. He was moving an object and pulled these muscles that connect his pectoral muscles to the sternum here. And we didn't know it at the time. All he knew was that he couldn't even move. It hurt so much. So for 3 days, he didn't get out of bed. And when we got home, it was already turning into an abscess. And he had just changed jobs. So he didn't have any benefits, no health insurance, no nothing. And so it couldn't have happened at a worse time. But to show you the way that the Lord works, as time went on, and they went to him a day he was working and got him by the hand and made him go to the emergency room. That's how stubborn my Tim is. And they had to do emergency surgery on him. Well, we never got a bill. And do you know that when he took the job, he was promised a sign-on bonus in 12 months. Well, we went to the mailbox one day and there that bonus was. Nobody had asked for it. Nobody had said anything. So we give credit to God and praise Jesus for it. And another time I can remember, most recently, was when we went to Arkansas, where we're from. We have a house in Hot Springs. We met in Jonesboro, Arkansas, which is up in the northeast corner, north of Memphis. And Tim's mother still lives there, and he's one of 12 kids, so he's got a lot of brothers and sisters around there. And we went one Christmas and got up Christmas morning, and it had snowed 9 inches of snow. And under that was some ice. And we were there at Tim's, in Jonesboro, visiting Tim's mother. But our home, we don't get to see it much. And so the news still hasn't worn off. And we just wanted to see our house one last time before we had to come back to Florida. So we decided, well, we'll just go. We'll go to Hot Springs. We'll get in the car and we'll go. Well, that's about as far from here as to Ocala, driving on ice and snow. So let me tell you, after a while on that journey, we stopped counting the cars that were on the side of the road and the towers. And Tim was driving, and I give him credit, but we both, were just praying to God to help us get to Hot Springs, help us get to Hot Springs. We never even skidded. So, was that Jesus? I think so, Who else could it be? No one else could make it, but we did. And I'm so glad we got to see our home before having to come back to Florida. So, in my job, I get to witness a lot too, because we both work in hospitals. I'm an x-ray tech, and I do MRIs at what used to be Peace River. And let me tell you, the kind of people I see such sick people who have the best attitudes. And they're all scared, and nobody tells them anything. And so I have an opportunity all the time just to take their hand, and try to always be uplifting and say something positive, and that's a form of witnessing. And a lot of times I'll reach into my pocket and I'll pull out one of our business cards that's there in the lobby of the church, and I'll give them one of these and I'll say, when you think nobody cares about you, or when something bad, you remember that we're here and we care. And if you come to see us sometime, we'll try to make you feel at home, and you'll probably hear something or see something that'll help make you feel better. I know that's the whole thing with me. When I leave on Sunday morning, I got enough gas in my heart to get me through the week, because I've been filled up by Reverend Gina or Reverend Kelly or Reverend Renee, and it just doesn't get any better than this to me. And I'm so grateful. So we've got all these categories of service on these covenant keeper cards. And during one of our meetings, I'm on the committee, so during one of the meetings I said, well, I can do witness. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I hope that you'll remember that God loves you to witness. We're commanded to witness. Keep that in mind. There's always probably somebody listening. There's always somebody watching. Of course, we know God is. But the way that I look up to you, a lot of people here, men and women here, someone's probably looking up to you, and you can make such a difference in their day just if you acknowledge them and ask them, how you doing? Or, you know, so glad to see you. Or, coming to church Sunday? So, God bless each one of you. Thank you.